Hi, welcome to Sri Mata IAS and KS Academy, Vijaypur. And myself, Manjunath Hanji, and I teach ecology in this institution. This academy is providing now the online content to the students who are preparing for UPSC and SPSC examinations. And please subscribe to our channels and get updates. Today I am going to deal about something called biotic interactions, and I have given the tagline that is all for survival. Dear aspirants, I tell that every organism which is present on earth is dependent on each other. I mean something on other animals. Every organism. You take humans part. We require food. That's why we are dependent on other animals like chicken, goats or something. Even we are dependent on the plants like cereals, something millets or something. No one, I think, no one is independent in nature. I mean something isolated. No, we can't live isolated world. We require something from others, and we have to give something to others. That is called biotic interactions. The great things are happening within us, and we have to understand how one organism is living with other organisms. Let us begin. What exactly the biotic interaction? Biotic interactions occur when organisms living in the same community directly or indirectly influence one another and interdependent. Or it is the effect that a pair of organisms living together in a community have on each other. It happens within a same species or different species. Like I told you earlier that we have to give and we have to get. That mutual cooperation happens. Or something, in sometimes we have to force others to get food. Or we have to kill others to get food. We have to annihilate some other to get something, what we require or what we need. That is exact meaning of biotic interaction. So, know something, it tells directly that you are not alone, you are not living isolated, that you require someone else, whether it is something animal or plant, but you require. That is the ultimate meaning of this biotic interactions. Next, then how many types are there in biotic interactions? I tell that there are mainly two types, but one more is there. Later I will tell you. That is neutralism. I will come to that point. So something called two. One is positive and negative. What exactly the positive interaction? The organisms which involve in this type may get benefited, or one will get benefited and other will lose nothing. I mean, the other animal will not be harmed, will not be dead. That is the positive interaction. It means they are sharing something for their growth or for their development or something to get food or something. But negative interaction is something opposite to the positive interaction. In this type, no, one is either harmed or killed. That will lose its base, its presence. And I'm giving example that for the positive interaction, mutualism and commensalism. For negative interaction, I'm giving amensalism and predation. Later we will understand what exactly the mutualism is and what exactly the amensalism is. Okay? Yeah, that's the thing. First, no, here before starting, I have given the course here plus minus 0. There are three something letters. Plus means one is getting benefited by other. Minus means one is harming by others. 0 means neither benefit nor harm. Three signs: plus, minus, 0. Plus means positive, minus means negative, 0 means neither harm or nor benefited. So that's a sign you have to understand. So I have given the mutualism both plus. It means here the organisms which involve in this process both are getting benefited. They are benefiting from each other. That is, the sign is plus. What exactly the mutualism is? Interaction is favorable to both species. Here, both species are benefited from the interaction. Means the organisms which are involving something for the activity, they both are getting benefited. One of the species provides the other with some resource or service, and the other also reciprocates with a benefit. Sometimes they depend totally on each other. If one loses its life, the other will also lose the base or its presence. You know that lichens is a combination of algae and fungi. Here, algae is involving in something called photosynthesis because it's a plant, and fungi which don't produce their own food. They take food from the algae. In turn, the fungi is giving shelter to the algae. Okay? Now, both here algae and fungi are possessing something activity, and they are mutually benefiting in this process. Even coral and zooxanthellae, coral something polyps you call the main phylum is Coelenterata, and corals, the polyps and zooxanthellae both involved in this. That's why corals are colorful, because the color is given by zooxanthellae. It's a algae type something. Okay, yeah, zooxanthellae and polyps both are mutually benefiting in this process. This is called mutualism, and the sign is plus and plus. Okay, yeah, that's a mutualism. Next, these are some mutualism examples. Obligate lichen, I told you, this is a lichen, and facultative mutualism, where here honeybee is getting nectar from the flower. In turn, it is spreading its seeds. Pores to other plants. In turn, it helped in pollination. And it is the major thing in reproduction system in plant, pollination. And bees are helping flowers to spread pores to continue the process of reproduction, that is pollination. Honeybee and flowering plants. Even in that you read and heard something called leguminous plants and rhizobium bacteria. They both involved in nitrogen fixation. Here, leguminous plants give something shelter, and in turn, they produce something nitrogen. That is the nitrogen fixation. You know that. Okay, these are the some examples of mutualism, mycorrhiza, something. Okay, these are the three important examples we can trace in mutualism. Next, that is commensalism. Commensalism is also a positive interaction, and here the difference between commensalism and mutualism is in mutualism both are getting benefited, but in commensalism one is benefited, and I have given plus 0. 0 means the other one is not getting benefit or getting harmed also. That is the difference between commensalism and mutualism. Here, one species benefits while the other neither harm nor inhibited. That's the thing. A commensal species benefits from another species by obtaining locomotion, shelter, food, or support from the host species, which neither benefits nor harmed. Like you take orchids, the colorful flowers you've seen, and these orchids grow on other trees. Usually we call them as epiphytes. The plants which grow on other plants, those are called epiphytes, and orchids are epiphytes. But the thing is, these orchids are taking only shelter. Other than shelter, they are getting nothing or taking nothing. The orchids are not harming the host plant. The host plant is the orchids which they are growing, those are called host plants. Orchids just they are taking shelter and they get nutrients from the atmosphere. It is not causing the host plant, the orchids. And bovines, if you are from the countryside, you see so many times that when the buffaloes, cows, or something bovines are grazing in the field, open field, some cranes come and sit on the buffaloes or the cows. Here, the cranes search for insects. Just they are taking shelter of buffaloes and cows. And when they see the insects, they eat those insects. Other than this process, they don't have anything. Here, buffalo is not harming by the cranes. Why? Because they are sitting on their body. This is the commensalism. I have given two examples here. Look here. One horse is grazing in the open field, and some cranes are sitting on their back, on their body. But it will not cause anything to the horse. That is called. This is a commensalism. Next, we go to the negative interactions. We have two interactions in positive, that is mutualism and commensalism. Negative interactions we have more than something 4 interactions we have in a negative. So I have given here plus minus or minus 0. So first one is amensalism. Here one species is inhibited while the other species is unaffected. I mean here one species without any intention that kills the other species, but after killing that species, the other species will not gain anything. That is called amensalism. It is type of negative ecological interaction where one of the species is harmed or destroyed while the other either benefits or remains unaffected. This is also called antibiosis. Like example of shadow of large tree affects small tree. You have seen, barren, below the big banana tree. You can't get any small plants because The big banyan tree stunts the entrance of sun rays. If the small or the something tree plants, if they won't get sun, something rays, they don't involve in a photosynthesis and they die. This is called amelsalism. I have given other examples also. Bread mold fungi, penicillium produce penicillium. So that converts the boost and in turn kills so many bacteria which are something important to the this nature. Yeah. So something. Okay. Yeah. Then we will go for predation, the second negative interaction. One species benefits while the other second species is harmed and inhabited. Here totally one is benefited and another is affected, harmed. It is also negative interaction and shows a particular organism is dependent on other species. Here we see race between prey and predator, and the winner will survive. Predators help in maintaining species diversity and species diversity in a community by reducing the intensity of competition among competing prey species. You take here tiger and deer, cat and rat. Okay, cat and rat. Look, the tiger is killing the deer. Here, prey is deer and the predator is tiger. But one thing is, we have to understand that so many times prey wins, so many times, and sometimes predator wins. According to the science, the tiger succeeded. Success rate is only 15%. It means in 1,000 attempts, 100 attempts, only 15 times tiger wins. Remaining 85 times, the deer wins. It is a race of life. You have to run fast, otherwise you will be destroyed. You will lose your life. That is called the predation. Here, one is benefiting and the other is totally affecting. Plus minus. Then parasitism, it is also the same like predation. Here one is benefiting, the other is affecting. But thing is, here losing life is rare chances. But in predation, their prey will lose their life. Here, something we get harms by the parasites, beneficial to one species and harmful to the other species. This negative interaction is something parasitism. Parasite living or something negative interaction is quite common. No, yeah, we'll tell you the examples. Parasitism involves parasite living in or on another living species called the host. The parasite gets the nourishment and often shelter from its host. Example, mosquitoes. In India, I don't think so that no one tell that I never bitten by the mosquitoes. Everybody, because we have more mosquitoes. Varieties too. Okay, if you go to Odisha and some other regions, the malaria is rampant because of the mosquito bites. And roundworms within our body, and tapeworm, within body, and liver liquid also, In parasites, something we have three types of, importantly two types. One is ectoparasitism and endoparasitism. What is ectoparasitism? If mosquito bites you, that is called ectoparasite, because parasites are harming from the outside. And no example, mosquito, I told you, there something mosquitoes leech, they suck blood from our bodies. They suck blood from animal bodies. Okay, yeah. And endoparasitism, in something not nowadays in contemporary world is it's not common, but around 20 years back, 30 years back, roundworm problem was prevalent because children especially, they were getting roundworms within their stomachs, and they were using our nutrients, whatever we eat, they were consuming, they were utilizing, and people, the persons were becoming thin because of the roundworms. This is this endoparasitism is happening within our body, within our body. Okay, yeah, all this something too. The roundworms and tapeworm are the examples of the endoparasitism. Some scientists told that there is one more category in parasitism, that is a mesoparasitism. It means some parasites take birth outside the body and they enter, and then they take something shelter and nutrients. This is called, they have given the account that mesoparasitism, like liver plague, something. They get birth in outside and they enter the body and sheep body, and they will utilize the nutrients of the sheep. Okay, that is the meso. No, some scientists are not believing this mesoparasitism. Okay, but you can go with two important types: endoparasitism and ectoparasitism. That's a great thing. These are some examples. Some examples. Here you look the mosquito. This is leech, tapeworm. Okay, ticks, bed ticks. Okay, lices, and the roundworm. Here also you get the leech. Okay, these are all they are dependent on other animals something to get nutrients. Okay, yeah. This is the peak of the parasitism. Next, one more is there, that is competition. It is also a negative interaction. Here I have given the sign, both minus and minus here, both will adversely affected. Adversely affects the both species. Both will lose. Competition occurs when two species or populations both need a vital resource that is in short supply. Two populations fight to get food. In the long run, both lose their presence. Like you take lion and hyena. Lion and hyena live in the same premises, but they always are in a competition to get food. If something is getting constantly put, the other will suffer. They always fight for each other to get food. This is called competition. And even this is the carnivorous. Herbivores, you come to something deer and gaur. Deer and gaur is a buffalo type in Western Ghats, something. Okay, and they have competition to graze. If they won't get the proper grazing land, something, they die. Both are in competition. In finding a grazing land. Okay. Now here the pic. Now two deers are something fighting. Now the competition within the species or outside the species. Here two deers are fighting to get food. Which wins, that will get the premise to graze, and the other will escape from the site. The last one is neutralism. This is also some believe that this is a different type of interaction. Neither in positive interaction or in negative interaction. Here, both live in a particular area, but they won't interfere in others' life. That is called neutralism. 0-0. It means neither benefit nor something harm, effect. Both live in in a single something area, but they never interfere. That is called neutralism. Neutral means neither benefit nor harm. Neutralism describes the relationships between two species that interact. Something no something neutralism interact but do not affect each other. But true neutralism is extremely unlikely. No, very rarely we can find. No, you take bacterian camel and long-tailed tadpole. Tadpole is the best example for the neutralism. This is the something. This is the bacterian camel, and this is the long-tailed tadpole. Okay, they live in the same area, but they never interfere. They never harm or never benefit the other. That is the neutralism. These are the 7 types we have in biotic interactions. Okay, yeah. So here I have given the account again. No, mutualism, commensalism, predation, parasitism, competition, amensalism, and the last one is neutralism. Something mentioned that. Plus that is mutualism. Both are benefiting each other. Something. Then commensalism. Here one is getting benefited, and the other one is not getting benefit, or the not getting harm. Something affected. In a negative interaction, we have mainly 4 predation. Here, one is getting benefited and another is affected. And even in parasitism also, one is getting affected, one is getting benefited. In competition, both are losing. Both are losing. And amensalism, one is getting something losing its presence, and the other is not getting benefit or the harm. And in neutralism, something both are 0 0 0 0 means neither benefit nor something affected. Oh, so this is biotic interactions, very important topic, because in so many times UPSC and SPS is asked various questions on this biotic interactions. And I already mentioned you that Srimata IAS KS Coaching Center Bijapur is providing online content, and please subscribe to our channel and get more stuff to your preparation. Thank you.